What's going on, Average Tech Guy here? And today we're back with more tech and more reviews, and this is it. This is the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, and today we'll be talking about it. So let's check it out.
For all time's sake.
So this is it. This is the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. Now, this thing has a 12.4-inch display, comes in two separate configurations, which would be 128 gigabytes as well as 256 gigabytes. It weighs in at about 1 pound and 3 ounces, so not that much on the weight itself. Has a fingerprint scanner, has a face recognition, also has either 6 gigabytes or 8 gigabytes, depending on which variation you pick up. On Amazon right now, you can get this model, which is the 128 gigabyte model, for about $836, and then the other one, which is the 256, starts at about $929. Comes in 3 separate colors, and if you notice, I picked up the silver right here. Has 4 speakers on it, 2 on this side and 2 on this side. Has USB Type-C charging, has all of your buttons right here, volume up and down, power button right here. It has a tray right here for an SD card. It can take up to 1 terabyte on the SD card. 2800 by 1756 on the pixel density. Snapdragon 865, has a 13 megapixel shooter on the back, as well as a 5 megapixel ultra wide, and has an 8 megapixel right there up front. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's get down to the actual user experience. So first off, you always got to talk about that screen. This is probably one of the best screens I've noticed on a device or seen on a device. You get nice vibrant colors, nice hues, nice blacks. Samsung always does it big when it comes to the screen, and this year is no different than other years. Now, one of the biggest features about this screen is the actual 120 hertz refresh rate. Now let's just go into here, because I want you guys to see this, and I actually talked about this in my unboxing video. In your display, when you go to motion smoothness, you only have two settings. One is high and one is standard. On your high, this is your actual 120 hertz refresh rate. Down here is 60 hertz screen refresh rate. Now, so unlike your Note 20 or your S20, you actually have to dumb your screen down to 1080 in order to take advantage of the 120 hertz refresh rate. But on this device, none of that. 120 hertz refresh rate, and it actually came just like that out of the box. So it's going to be great for scrolling. There are a few games that take advantage of that 120 hertz refresh rate, which we'll get into that in another video, which I'll just show you which games are going to be some of the best. One game that I do recommend right now as of this time is Alto's Odyssey. It's one of those games where basically you can just slide around and you're sand surfing basically, but it's going to allow you to just have some fun, kick back, relax, and it's not a very stressful game. It's more like a stress reliever, because once you're playing this game, you just kind of forget about what's going on around you, and you're able to focus on it and actually take advantage of it in that 120 hertz refresh rate. This tablet can be used as your ultimate gaming system when you pair it with Xbox Game Pass. Now, right now, this is still in the beta phase, but you're going to be able to download tons of titles. You can even play them directly from the cloud, or if you have a Windows PC, you can stream those games directly from that device itself. So screen is going to be great for viewing those high quality videos. This is one of my videos. I shot this at 1080 at 60 frames per second, but basically it's going to be great for any type of videos that you want to use. And then when you talk about the sound, those 4 speakers really give you a nice clarity, a nice great sound on this device. It is almost on par with another device that we will be comparing this with very, very shortly. Now, for this price point, the $800 price point, $830, $850 price point, you're going to actually get this device, which is the full tablet with all of its glorious screen and its nice speakers, and you get this. You get the S Pen, which is fully functional. It's Bluetooth. It's going to allow you to make everything more dynamic, basically. It's going to give you a better feel. And for you guys who know what the S Pen is all about, it's all about accuracy. It's all about being able to use it at your convenience, at your leisure, and actually able to use this while your screen is now off. So if you ever get in a pinch, holding down your button and double tapping on your screen will allow you to be able to take quick notes. And the S Pen is actually great for taking notes. The accuracy of it is really, look at like hardly any lag. It's picking up that whole line. There may be just a little bit, but it actually has pressure sensitivity. You can get light as you want. You can get dark as you want. This is a great all-around device, and you don't have to pay any extra for this. Comes with it. Only issue that you may run into is if you're trying to use this flat and you want to put your pencil up, magnet is super strong, but once you flip this over, it doesn't rock, but it has an edge or an angle to it while you have it flat and the pencil's on the back. So just keep that in mind. But pencil is, the magnet is really strong on there, and I haven't had it fall off yet. Speaking of magnets, this thing here, because we got to talk about it. I actually picked up the keyboard cover. So this is the back portion. This is the actual keyboard. Keyboard cover houses the pencil. This magnet, super strong. No issues. And then this thing comes with its own kickstand. So you get all these different angles while you're actually using this device. And this stand magnetically clicks on through the connectors in the bottom. You get a nice sturdy connection. Fold this out and you are good to go. Now you can actually set this up to where it actually comes on in DeX mode as soon as you connect this. I opted to turn that off. I want to control DeX mode as I want to control it, and I'll be doing a full review on DeX mode very shortly just to show you guys how that works. I didn't want to put too much into this video, but basically you guys know what DeX mode is. Turn it on and there we go. So you're going to fire up DeX mode. It's going to basically turn your tablet into a laptop, and then you use your trackpad to go along with that. Now speaking of this keyboard is probably, I got a little concerned about the keyboard because of the spacing of the keys. They seem to be a little close, cramped in, but what I can say that I appreciate about this keyboard is the built-in trackpad, the actual full function row up here with the shortcuts, and it actually is a very convenient keyboard. Like when I'm sitting here just doing my little thing, if I want to go home, boom, let's actually turn something on. And if I want to go out of that, I hit escape. If I want to close out DeX mode, I just hit that button with the function. It'll actually turn DeX mode off, take me back to my tablet mode. If I want to turn DeX mode back on, boom, turns DeX back on. So I like the functionality of this keyboard. Only thing I really don't like about it, it is a little cramped. That's one gripe, which is not too bad. And this is not magnetic. So you gotta work to keep this thing shut. You see, it's really not magnetic. It's just gonna kind of flap open. So if I did have any gripes, it would be the lack of any magnetic in the front, and then the spacing of the keyboard. But all in all, I think it's a really great concept. I think the keyboard does really good, and then this back cover is probably the most noteworthy thing because it's going to protect your pencil. It's going to allow your device to stand up and hang out, and these angles are no slouch. Like literally you got to press that to get it to go down. So you're not gonna have to worry about that going down when your tablet being too heavy or anything like that. You're just gonna stand it up, prop it up, and you're good to go. Tons of angles, tons of functionality, and you got DeX mode built in. So as far as multitasking goes on this device, it is a king at it. Like I got three things going. I got my messaging, I got a video going up here on YouTube, and then I got the actual website going right here. Internet is going over here. And then if you need to open up another application, basically you're just gonna pick that application, then you're gonna drag it down here and scroll through that application, and you can open it up, do whatever you need to do. Up here, I can pause, I can scrub, I can play again, I can come over here, I can choose and say I want another refrigerator, find me a fridge while this video is still going up here. So you got tons of things you can do while you are multitasking on this thing. And if you like these three and then setup, you click the three buttons right there, set them up, they go over here, and when you use your edge, boom, they pop right back over here. As you can see, I got one setup right here, and then let's say I want to go to that third setup that I had. Just hit that, everything pops up. I get my same Google information over here. My video is still going right there. And then let's say I want to get a little bit more edgy on here. I can basically drag this over here, put it in pop-up, and I can technically have about 4 apps going all at once. So as far as multitasking goes, this is probably one of the best devices for multitasking. And you see the little blue indicator right here? That lets you know that this one is the one that's active. And if I click here, that one becomes active, that one's active, this one's active. Basically, multitasking is, it's crazy on this device. I don't know many people who would have to have this many things going at one time, but I think it's something that you should really keep in mind when you're comparing tablets and when you're looking at the different brands and the different styles. This is one that you're gonna like. So we've actually talked about the screen, we talked about the sound, we talked about the actual keyboard, the functionality with DeX mode. We talked about how this thing has this 120 hertz refresh rate, and it has this pencil that comes with the device. No extra money needed, and everything just works. So what's the biggest drawback to an Android tablet? Well, that would probably be the future-proofing aspect of it. These Android tablets normally last about 1.5 years, 2 years or so, and then they actually run out of updates. That's probably one of the biggest things that separates this from Apple's iPads. iPads get updates almost forever, but these devices may go through 2 to 3 good years of updates, and then pretty much Samsung forgets about them. So hopefully that won't be the case for this one. And we're going to stick around and see how this one actually works out. But for right now, my first impression video, you saw that. And this is my review. The video looks good. The screen looks good. The sound is good. The S Pen writes really well. I don't have any gripes out of the tablet itself. Only gripe out of the keyboard is the spacing of the keys and the lack of a magnet on the front. Other than that, this is a pretty solid tablet. Now, I bought this myself. I paid for this out of my own pocket. And a lot of people are going to say you just like Samsung devices, which I do love my Samsung devices because I get a note almost every year they come out. I got to get the newest note. But I do have an iPad. My channel has basically been dedicated to my iPad and my iPad accessories. But this thing is probably going to be one of my new go-tos while I'm using it. As far as productivity, it has every app that my iPad has. So as far as productivity goes, it's a productivity beast, and it actually can do more things than the iPad can do because it can actually be free to roam the internet and download things and upload and just basically go crazy. So as far as productivity, this is probably a better choice than the iPad, but I will put them head to head in my next video, just letting you guys know which one is going to be the best for your buck, which I know which one is best for your buck already, but we're going to talk about which one is just going to be best all around. Need something that you're going to be able to count on, be able to depend on. And I think this is also one of those devices that you can actually count and depend on in your everyday life, whether you're working at home, whether you're working in an office setting. I think this is a great one that you should pick up or at least check out. So hopefully this has been able to help someone out. Like I said, it's a great device. Screen is great. Sound is great. Functionality is great. Keyboard, just a couple of issues, but good device all the way around. Until next time, be sure and give me that big thumbs up and please subscribe. Average Tech Guy out. Peace.